Outnumbered. I'm Kimberly Guilfoyle, and here today, Sandra Smith, Heather Childers, Jedediah Bila, and today's buddy.
I'm outnumbered. By the way, why do I get the little cup? I'm just, what is this? Outnumbered and outbiased.
All right? You're that much of a man that we can give you the little cup. You're ready to go.
Halfway through the show.
Well, Rochambeau for that. All right. That vote in the UK.
Speaking of Marine generals, General Mattis, they call him chaos on the battlefield. Bring the chaos. You can't show up for a few hours a night and say to these guys, but there are over 200,000 roughly in the Iraqi army. They were never trained, never upheld. They have no officer corps. So let's go in and take what we can, tie them in with the Peshmerga. We have a Peshmerga general.
Are you suggesting American boots on the ground?
Or when it served them in the first campaign. Iraqi army.
American boots on the ground. As we've been watching him, does he hope
Absolutely.
it's going to be drawn out? It's not going to be on his watch?
Here's who are taking their skills and putting them to use overseas.
But there's only 12.
But we have to have some faith in our intelligence. Why do you think we're getting this disparity in these numbers, Kimberly?
Well, I think it's unfortunate. Part of it is to do with what you've said, with, different agencies working, perhaps not sharing intel in real time to help. Because there is jihad right here in this country. There are people that are sympathizers that have been radicalized, and they're looking to pick off those individuals that are, vulnerable and susceptible to this type of programming, and they're doing a good job with it with their social media outreach and, the spread, the proliferation.
Well, look at using grand theft.
Those exact numbers correctly in terms of determining policy. We are being painted as obstructionists. Democrats probably going to pick some
abuses of power in the office of the
Line that someone amongst her group, her people, came up with. So you have to wonder if we.
Okay, I know you're just being.
Somebody
in your
signs
office,
for
it does actually. If this lands up in your office, we couldn't find it.
Kimberly, you're so mean. My office is a mess. Okay, that's it.
Mine too.
Clothes everywhere.
Okay, yeah.
Listen, we're not talking about a videotape, guys. We're talking about this is a video probably sent to the guy's email. We know that it went to NFL headquarters, lands in the computer, in the email of the head of security for the NFL.
Right.
So this is speculation, but confirmation. They're saying confirmation was received. That means that they have proof he opened the email and looked at this, okay? So,
meaning we got the video. You had to open the box, the package to determine it was a video.
Somebody
just produced the voicemail.
But they waited for TMZ to say there was an issue.
If they still have it.
But if they still have the voicemail and they produce this, then we've got a real problem, because they're able to take advantage of the American dream to come here legally. A million people do. President Obama promises another half a billion.
But there's no enforcement
and no
there.
enforcement.
Because the face of immigration, this is a system that doesn't work. We have to get both parties together. True, Jedediah.
Yeah, and why bother, though, with the catch process at all if you just apply for some kind of asylum, obviously? So Americans are sitting at home and saying, what are you doing? This process makes no sense. If you're going to do half of it and not the second half, the whole thing makes no sense and we have no security.
Look how bad this happens when the incentives, though. Even Governor Perry supports Latinos, no matter what group, even whites, Appalachia, wherever you are. Boy, I don't even get to
Because I don't even think
the entire statement. I even did some research into what he said in the conference. He's saying that a company goes out and looks for the best labor pool at the best available rate for the company. So on that,
Tie Obama into this.
Yes, I did.
Amazing.
I was reaching for that one, but
Kimberly,
seriously,
are you
the Labor
picking up what I'm
Party,
laying down here?
I'm picking it up, sister. I'm picking it up because, when you're feeling awesome and like a winner and as a powerful woman, I'm like, I don't need an apology from a guy like that. I mean,
He says he's hiring these women on their merit.
right. The point is he's complimenting them. Perhaps it wasn't said in the most artful way, but let's not nitpick it. Let's look at the intent behind it, which is saying I can get someone incredibly qualified and talented who excels at the top of their game, and he's just laying out the pay structure, saying this is what it is.
He needed help with his words.
I would follow it up and
he
say,
needed a speech coach.
and women should be paid equal pay.
I should have no say in this because I'm the guy on the couch right now.
We know.
So why don't you let the ladies have some words?
Jedediah, do you think being inartful goes to the real facts here?
I think he's speaking the truth.
Another study that we had taken a look at that said that
Which has really damaged the position of women. And with you, by the way, look, I just hired a new employee. It happens to be a woman. That's the obligatory, but I hired her.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
All right, nothing but love for women on this couch.
Absolutely.
And in other important news, do you believe in ghosts?
Yes.
Rumor has it.
I believe in ghosts.
Yeah.
I do. I think there's one living in my apartment right now.
Oh, boy.
He's very friendly.
Oh,
we
boy.
speak at night. It's all good. My dog follows him with her eyes. You
Does
just
he
gotta
walk
be
the
friend
dog?
them. You gotta be
Okay.
friend them. It's all good. It
All
makes
right,
you play
Heather,
nice.
Ghost, that's Jedediah's boyfriend. Go ahead.
I'll stay away from that.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a lot of lines.
I
Getting
used to
weird.
work at a TV station in Asheville, North Carolina, that people said was haunted. There's a lot of old mansions and places like that, and this was an ABC affiliate, and it was a renovated mansion. And the story went that there was a ghost on the top floor, and you could randomly hear her walking around if you were working the third shift or late at night. I never did, but you know.
Okay,
it has
so
happened before.
all of you need to just stop whatever it is that you're doing, drinking, staying up too late.
And why does it always happen at 3 a.m.?
Because, by the way, these police said that this wasn't their first encounter with a ghost, and some of the detectives at the station believe that they've felt someone breathing down their neck while they're working during the day.
Yeah, and it's not their captain. Look, I used to live in earth and dreamt of in your philosophy. That's my take. We don't know what's out there.
No.
And as for the cops seeing the ghosts, how do you read a ghost as rights?
Kimberly,
help. I want to be haunted by a hot ghost. We're back here Monday at noon. Pizza, Happy
How do you
Hour,
handle
right now.